Do you know, like, what I learned as well is that I stopped presenting companies one idea. I stopped it time ago.
Okay.
Stopped time ago. I presented KFC 5 different concepts. Sat there, I built them all up as if they were the only concept every single time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And then they sat there like a shopping list and said, you know what, Huss, let's shoot 3 of them. They paid me to shoot 3 of them. Only 1 got online. It's calm.
I like that.
Creative control. Creative control.
So welcome to Creative. How dare you? I'm joking. Welcome to Creative Control. I'm joined with Huss. Did I say it right? Huss?
Yeah, to be fair, I have no preference, you know.
Nah, yeah, to be fair, some people did, like, some people hate being called certain things.
I
Like,
don't know what that's
you know what's funny? So Mivik is his real name, but I call him Mivich a lot. Doesn't really like it, but yeah.
It
At
sounds
least
like
you have a
Pablo.
preference.
It sounds like somebody that Chelsea would buy.
Yeah. They're seriously. Yeah. And Ysis, actually. Yeah, she's here. The reason why I brought both of you on, and I think it'll be good for you to explain yourselves on what you do, is because your creatives are actually very industry related, in quote. You're not creatives that, and obviously people are different. You're not creatives that are trying to, as much as you're trying to build your own lane for yourself, you're actually industry connected, for example, which I think is very good. And I think it's very inspiring. So I brought you on here so you could kind of speak about it and speak about your journey. But I'll let you do your thing about what you do. And oh yeah, she said ladies first. So he wants you to go first.
So what's the question?
Just talk about collective. You can talk about your company, for example.
My company. Well, at the moment, very quiet and new. I don't even know. Should I really?
No. Actually, know what would be better for you to talk about? To talk about ITV.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, like how I kind of
exactly how you got into it.
Well, I think it was like a happy accident at first.
It's a happy accident.
Yeah, happy accident. I planned to go. I went to Elam, so I went to like an industry college. Initially studied film and TV production. My kind of aspiration at first was to be a DOP.
Yeah.
That's technical.
Yeah.
Very technical, isn't it?
But that's like my thing. I've always like loved the camera, being able to tell a story through the lens. I think is a very powerful thing to do, and everything within that lens matters. Meaning everyone's job and the way everyone feeds into what is in that lens matters, and I think that's what I love about it the most. So yeah, wanted to be a DOP. Then I guess my kind of happy accident was because I applied to uni. I was supposed to go to Leicester, study media and communications, I think it was.
DMU Leicester or Leicester?
University of Leicester.
Fair enough. You know, some people try and hide behind.
No. I wanted to actually go there.
Though,
yeah, because the reason I wanted to go there actually was because at the time a track was important to me because I studied track, and I was like, I want to go to university
track
that has like a
athletics?
good. Yeah, I wanted to go to. Yeah.
What did you do? Like 100, 200?
100 and 200.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
So you're fast? Do you feel like
probably
you're
not now.
You could be in the race.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
We can race after this. We can race now.
We can see. Yeah.
I will ref.
Have the lineup to see who goes past. But yeah, and then what did I do after that? So yeah, I did a deferred entry because I don't know why. Something just told me to. And then I ended up getting an internship at a production company called Pretty Bird. And I worked there for like a couple years. So that was kind of like my first, I guess, foot into the industry after college. And I think the industry college that I went to was good because in terms of like being able to network with people already in the industry and things like that, I think that's kind of what also kind of helped me get my foot in the door. Then I worked there for a bit, was camera training. Was a production office intern. So I guess I learned a lot like on the ground in terms of like overall kind of how the production works. And I expressed like what I wanted to do. And they really like nurtured me and really supported me in like my aspirations. Then COVID came around and the plan changed. So and I think again, going back to like, because the reason why I'm explaining all of it is because I always kind of had an interest for, I guess, marketing, in terms of like, I think one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about the creative industry and mass media is I think it's one of the most like powerful and influential tools of our society today in terms of like everything you consume, you know, we consume everything around us. And I think, our attention is constantly being fought for. So I just found that like, I guess the psychology behind it interesting too. And that's kind of how I got into ITV. And then I did an apprenticeship. And then from my apprenticeship, I got employed. And now I am campaigns manager there.
It's actually very good, you know.
That's cold.
Yeah, you're cold. I actually worked in advertising, so when you talk about being a campaign manager,
Mm.
I kind of get. But what about you? Do you know what's so interesting? Yeah, and I think with creativities and creatives, and why I kind of find you inspiring, because obviously I understand you're co-founder and creative director of, is it 14HQ?
Yeah.
In particular, but how did you do that? Because when I look at I kind of look at people's social media a lot, or certain people anyway that I think are kind of cool. I look at your social media, I'm just like, wow, like this guy's actually, he's not like projecting what he's doing, or he's not saying, he actually does what he says. So like, and how did you actually know? But some people don't.
No.
Yeah,
No, I absolutely hear you.
If you ask someone what they do, and it's yap. Then when you get to know them, I'm not saying it's bad. You can have your dreams and stuff like that, but you do what you actually do. And how did you actually get there in terms of that journey? And how do you find it now? Because you've now created a platform. It's not just you're working for someone. Even if you are working for someone, don't mean anything. Nothing bad with that. But you haven't only created one platform. There's a few platforms you've created. You're just doing your thing. Like, how did you get there?
Or like, first of all, I'm like envious of your journey because it was a lot smoother than mine. I didn't know that I wanted to be creative for time. You know, like during like school, I was kicking ball for QPR for like 6 years, you know what I mean? So like I was football focused completely. And then I got to like sixth form and then I was like, I'm gonna do sports therapy. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Because that's all I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody even told me like that I was getting A's in English literature and media. I was just doing my thing, innit? And then went to uni, made a mistake with my first uni, done sports therapy, it was awful, left after 2 years. Came back to uni, done broadcast journalism and changed everything because after that it was like, like this is what I actually want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it was like, took me a longer way to get on my eventual path. But then when I got on the path, I was like target, like focused. You know, my first year in uni, I'm so glad because like everything happens for a reason. Like my business partner, I met him at uni. You know what I'm saying? Like I met him like my first day. I went to the Freshers Fair. Yeah, he was on the stall for the football team. I signed up for the football team, and we met them. So,
that's
like,
interesting.
With like day one, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, also 2 of my staff, I met at uni as well. Most of my friends are from that uni. You know, so like it was. Even though my course wasn't fantastic, my experience over those like 3 years was incredible. You know, so that kind of shaped it early doors, and then it was kind of about how do I get my foot into this crazy industry, you know, and we started 14HQ because there was a lack of opportunities. You know, I had a job in TV4. I always forget the place. Do you remember the place? I had a job in TV4 somewhere. He had one for JD. Oh, okay. And then we had our varsity match. And then the next day, obviously we're just out all night and that.
Did you guys win your varsity match?
Yeah, normal.
Seriously. No, we didn't win ours, you know. We lost ours, man.
Who's uni?
Ken. I went Kent Uni, so we lost to Canterbury Christchurch.
Okay, cool. Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Prissy white boys, I hear it. Like so, like, and then in the morning, we were like, "Yo, if we're not gonna go to our job interviews, then let's start something. You know, let's not do it." Well, we spent 6 hours just thinking of a name. You know, it was because it's the funnest part of any company, right? I agree. Just thinking of a name. We had like Mango Entertainment because obviously which we were trying to copy Apple. We had like what was it, like Lifetime Supply or what else? Some stupid ones, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then we eventually landed on 14HQ, which is a mixture of my birthday and Bobby's birthday, and then HQ being the house that we thought of the idea in, because our football house was called HQ. That's interesting. So that's how we kind of put it together, and it started off as a magazine. That whole summer we built this like online magazine, and then it took us like 3-4 months because obviously and this is like prior to WordPress, and so not WordPress, prior to Wix. And
so how long ago was this?
2016 we built it. 2016, 2017. you, but yeah. And then we launched it, and then we basically published all of our friends, and we finessed it. Yeah. So like, what we've done is that we made everyone do like a bunch of articles, a bunch of photography, and we dated it like 6 months before.
Oh, okay.
We dated it early.
That's smart.
So like we posted like at least 80 pieces of content, yeah, and then launched the company, bro. Can I say this? Yeah, fuck, I can say it. Yeah, and then within like 3 months, we get a phone call from a division at Sony.
Seriously?
To be like, yo, like, we're gonna sign you for like 8 months to do press for bare artists, blah 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 blah. They thinking we're doing this full time in some office. I'm sharing a room. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So then now I'm fucking interviewing like Lucky Day and Buddy and ASAP and blah blah blah. Like I promise you, like, I'm leaving class, I'm going to interview these man. It's nuts. Like
that is crazy.
And we done the whole press tour for like what's it, AJ, Dino. All of that, like when they were young as well, like we done all of that, and it was crazy. And even like 3 of our friends who we forced our friend to become a like photographer.
That's so funny
because we didn't have one. Right. So, and he was a fucking lawyer, bro. So like we forced him, and now he's Raheem Sterling's personal photographer.
Wow.
So it's good.
Your story is very interesting. That's
crazy.
Well,
we finessed everything. The whole industry got done. We finessed it. And but obviously with that, like we actually became good at what we
I get that.
And then me and Bobby, my business partner, like we kind of took a step back from doing stuff ourselves, because we were just like managing everyone and their output and the website and all of that stuff. I mean, anyways, after uni and that, Bobby is an incredible like videographer. He started working for ESPN and Give Me Sport and Dugout, and he's like traveling the world, shooting WrestleMania, Champions League, and that kind of stuff. And I went into music PR. I was actually impressed in event PR first with at the O2 Arena, and from there I went into music PR and marketing. So I was doing like campaigns for Adekunle Gold, Wizkid, Louis Tomlinson, Billie Eilish, better people, know. And then
I've got a question. Sorry, to interject here, because you said you basically not blagged it, but obviously you didn't know what you was doing before. When you done your first campaign. Did you not know how to do campaigns? Is it that you just got the job and you had to do research, or was it by this time you already knew what you was doing?
Well, the thing is, they've asked you to do something for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So then 60% of what you're doing is correct automatically.
Yeah.
Because they've already seen what you've done. And they've asked you to do more.
That's interesting.
So technically, you're on the right path already.
Yeah.
You just got to look at who else is in the room and just kind of tailor it around that. And for us as well, it was like, once we were in the room, we knew we were lit. Yeah. Like we knew we can make like connections and whatever and do our thing. It was afterwards. It was the post. So like how can we be good in post as well as because we were in the same room at the time as like The Guardian, Rinse FM.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like when these men leave with their content, how can we match their content, or how can we match their press? We used to wait until they released and then stat base all their stuff. So we would like look at like Rinse drop something and be like, right, cool. They were in that room for 30 minutes. Yeah, they dropped a 2-minute video and they dropped a 10-minute article or like a read. Sick. They dropped that in like 6 days. Calm. If we're in the room for 15 minutes, yeah, so we ask them for less time, so we're more valuable, right? Get at least 4 minutes of content from that, and then get 2 articles out and get it done in 3 days. Then we're better than them. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually crazy.
So.
Quick maths.
So we reversed engineered the whole system so we can get ahead, and then that was our like our whole thing for at least 2 years, and it was just pump. And none of my boys got paid. I didn't get paid. No one got paid. All the P's went straight back into paying for the website, bro. Do you know the first 6 months of the website? Yeah, we used to ask everyone for £2. I swear to God, it was me, my business partner, right? And we had 11 original members.
Yeah.
Who, when the company went public and when the company went full time like 2 years ago, like proper full time, and like we got staff and office, we gave the remaining people of that 11. I'm not gonna say how many is left, but the remaining ones we gave them equity.
Really, from a £2 investment?
Yeah. Because they backed it from 7 years ago.
No, I hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear it. No,
like, what? Hell no. Like, and they were all gassed. I called them all up one by one and said, yo, this is it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, they backed it early doors. And all the articles, this is what I'm saying, we finessed it. All the articles, all the pieces of content, it looked like it was from 30 journalists. It was something like 6 people.
Honestly, so smart.
And we just sat there and just went...
But you done what you had to do, to be fair.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you.
Yeah. And yeah, like, there's no regrets, man. Honestly, it was crazy.
Do you think, I don't know, people with sports. Personally, I never knew that you played for QPR ever. What position did you play, by the way?
They signed me as a centre back, and then they moved me to left wing. So I was left wing for most of my time there.
You know, people like you make me realise I was actually deluded when I was younger. I was never making it. Never. Like, I never played for QPR, never making it.
Nah, but it was local though. It was like my school was kind of in the area, so they were scouting from like schools and.
No, it was good enough. But I was going to ask you, do you feel, and I'm going to ask you exactly the same thing as well, but yours is more specific because it's football. Do you think like playing for QPR helps you with your discipline?
Nah.
You don't think?
Nah.
I would assume
that whole chapter in my life,
it's a blur.
Is like a thing where like I call it like a dream, like a happy dream.
Yeah.
Like it was the best time of my life, bro. Like I had so much fun because obviously I love football, whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
But in hindsight, I didn't know how privileged I was. Like being able to kick ball in beautiful pitches and have like coaches and fitness and all of that stuff. And I didn't respect it. I played Sunday League and Saturday and for QPR. I was playing football 6 to 7 days a week, every single for at least 2-3 years. 6 to 7 days a week. If I respected my trade, right, and my parents were a bit more like tougher with me, they would have said to me, "Yo, just do QPR, concentrate." You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame anyone for anything, but it was definitely just a kid being a kid. You know, I was just gassed to play football. So maybe I wasn't concentrated fully on that time, and because every year you get re-signed, you just think, oh, it's calm. And when you hit like 16,
when reality hits you,
and
hits for scholars and stuff like that.
Bro, so like that whole time, I don't think it taught me much in regards to who I am, but it taught me like just to be aware of where I am. Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna ask both of you, because both of you are so, I'd say, industry connected. So obviously you work for ITV. You've already spoken about the stuff you've done. Why do you think it's important to have your own platform still? Because it's not like...
Well, she just started hers, so that's actually a very good question for you.
Exactly, Because... that's actually... face this way, I'll go this way. But why do you think it's important to have your own platform? Because you're already working for ITV. And many people, sincerely, they would actually be happy with just working for ITV. And I'm not saying it's wrong. People can live their own lives. And
it's a big job.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big job. But what's pushing you? Because you're saying you started in January. You've had like a music shoot already, for example, and even you said it was just like, it's just one. I'm like, no, it's not just one. Like it's amazing. But even you, I can just tell from your mindset, like you really wanted to push and you only really wanted to get out there. But what's the importance of it to you as an individual, and why do you do it?
I think the word like individual in your question is key, because I think it comes down to the individual's why and what like motivates you. Because I think a lot of people just working for like established brand like ITV, like you said, like it's good. But I think for me, as much as I enjoy working there, I can't see myself doing it for the rest of my life and feeling fulfilled, because I think like it comes down to like not control, but maybe autonomy. Like when you're creating your own things, like you're not limited to things like I feel like when you work with brands sometimes, regardless of, and you can probably relate to this as well in your business, like sometimes you can be quite limited. And I think, with like the stories and things that we're trying to create, and it's deeper than just ticking KPIs. Do you get what I mean? And like, I think it's like more to do with the impact that I want my stories to kind of make in the world, and the type of content, the way I want it to touch people and affect people and people be able to relate to things. I think that's like my why. I think that's why. And I think having your own kind of platform and your own kind of space enables you to do that without having certain restrictions.
Yeah, I get that.
And also, you can, the sky's your limit, I think, as well. I think sometimes when you're working for like a company, like regardless of whether it's creative or not, like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes you can hit a glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Whereas, I just find like with this, even like where it's quite new, I'm finding that, like I'm pushing myself in ways that I haven't like done in a while, and I'm loving it. So
do you feel like it's difficult to balance at the moment? Being able to obviously work.
I've done that for years.
It's hard. Yeah.
I think it's difficult. difficult.
You have to be very like disciplined with your time and like, okay, like be on your shit basically, like know what you're doing. But I think having like an amazing team helps, because I'm in my collective, so we're called the Grip Collective. It's me and thank you. Right. It's me and 3 of my friends.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I think also like working with your friends too is good, because it's like you have that like care and stuff for each other as individuals. You want each other as individuals to grow, but also you want your business to grow. And
Did you pick them based on friends, or did you pick them based on their skill set?
I think it was more both. So the friends that I'm in business with, we all went college together.
Okay, good.
We all went Elam together.
Okay,
so we all studied film. Well, not all of us. All of us bar one of us. And we all did film and TV production.
Dope.
So we've all kind of like, I think from there, kind of like seen each other grow, and do you know what I mean? Because one thing I liked about Elam is that they made you kind of try everything.
Yeah.
So in film, when you're doing film and TV production, we had to do loads of different projects, loads of different kind of things. You'd have to be a director, you'd have to be a producer, you'd have to be a DOP, you'd have to try editor, you'd have to do everything so that you could like at least tap into one skill set, which I think was good, and then make a decision based off of what you've done, what you gravitate to the most. So
I was gonna ask, you know, when it comes to like, obviously you said you've done it for a long time, working 9 to 5 and doing something else. This is a serious question. Did your work people ever know that you was doing something else?
Yeah, I was transparent the whole time.
Yeah. And did they have an issue with it, or they didn't? Because I'll give you my story and I'll explain. So I remember I worked in advertising. So I worked for a company called, actually I don't need to say the company to be fair, but I worked in advertising for a company called Future. I'll say it anyway. PLC, so they own like magazines, obviously digital marketing. They work with like Nando's, all of that stuff or whatnot. And I remember when I was working as an exec before I got promoted to an account manager, I used to tell my managers, I used to just be transparent, like, you know, I told them, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But I started to realize it seemed like they kind of had an issue with it. It didn't affect my productivity because when it came to advertising and say money I had to make for them, I was completely hitting all my targets, not only hitting them, beating them. But it made me then think, and I think why I agree with you, why do I need to work for a system or work in a system, though I enjoy it, but why do I have to work for them when they're not even supporting me really? I'm only here for the money, I'm doing well for you, but it seems like when I'm trying to push myself in a certain direction, you're not really helping. So I was going to ask, do you guys feel like it's the same for you? Because it could be different. It could be my experience. How many others?
Does ITV know about your...
Yeah, they know. I think for me, I think it's cool. in my experience.
I think it's easier now though, for sure. I think like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, myth.
Like on like job, I used to be told like in certain like interviews, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up, like yo, you can't do that. Like, do you know what I mean? So I was in the time where like I guess like 5-6 years ago, where people were just starting to turn towards, okay, yeah, all right, oh that seems cool. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't like an official contract saying I can't do it. There wasn't one saying that I can do it. It was more just like we know he's doing it, you know, and that was pretty much it.
Do you think COVID changed it, or do you think it was more like Gen Z and the way they are working, for example? I know people make jokes about it, but for example, with our generation or Gen Z or whatever generation anyone's a part of, I don't assume for anyone. I'm
old man.
We jump around jobs a lot. We don't really stay in jobs as much. So I remember going for some interviews back when I was interviewing for jobs, and I'd be asked like, oh, like why have you stayed? Like why have you not stayed at the company? The truth is, to be fair, at that time I wasn't interested in the actual job. I just needed to make money so I can invest it in what I'm actually interested in. But they didn't even like that. They didn't like that. They'd want you somewhere for like a long period of time.
To be honest, now that I'm hiring people and I'm doing that process, I do think that at times.
Really?
Yeah, I do. But then at the same time as well, I have a younger mindset because I do the same thing because I'm like, nah, but like circumstance, he might not have like this job. He might not have liked it there. That's a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Safe. He was there for a year. Cool, done. This job, he was there for 6 months. Maybe they made him redundant or whatever. Blah blah blah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's circumstance. Like so, I'm trying to judge based on I guess account history. It's more just on who you are in it. Do you know what I mean? So
How has it been? And obviously you work in a team as well. So I'm assuming maybe sometimes you have to employ people for certain projects. How does it feel going from being employed and then having the ability to also employ people? Do you use it not to your advantage because it's up to you what you use it for? Do you look for people that you can help kind of like grow? Like when you're employing someone, is it like, okay, I like this person because of their personality? Skills important, clearly, but am I going to attach them to my team because not only is their skill important, but I believe maybe I can help them with something or they could bring something to the team as well? And does it feel good as well, being able to actually employ people?
It's the hardest part of the job.
Really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's the hardest part of the job by far. It's because you, especially as like a black-owned business, right? Okay, you can't. How can I wear this? You can't afford when you're early. You can't, and this is what you'll fully learn. You can't afford like a big mistake on one campaign that could fuck you up for. Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah, swear. Be free. Be yourself.
That can fuck you up for like 3 more campaigns.
Yeah.
Integrity.
Reputation.
Integrity,
yeah. So for us, it's not, at first, it wasn't really hiring for skill, it was hiring for mentality. It was like a thing of like, all right, can you come into our space and can you prevent a mistake? Can you think on your feet? Can you, be around us and enjoy yourself and smile and whatever, and if you, but we also tell all of our staff, like, we don't expect you to be here for like, forever. If you are, fantastic. We'll give you a path where forever looks amazing for you. Do you know what I'm saying? But there's also a path where you hit a certain point and you might want to do something that's calm too. You know what I mean? The problem is with jobs, what I found, they expect you to stay forever, right? So when you're there, you're so excited at first because they're paying you, you're there, your new job, new friends, new people, blah, blah, blah. That's assuming it all gone well, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then after a year or two, okay, you might see a different person or like a peer or like a friend, and they're doing a similar job to you, but maybe a different field. And you go, that's pretty cool. You know what? Like, I kind of want to do that. And when they shun you for it, and it kills your attitude, it kills your mentality, your work starts to deplete, and then it kills that relationship, So for us, like, hiring staff is the hardest part for sure. Providing the platform and providing the path is actually the easy part, because I believe in my company, I believe in what we're going to do. I know how far I'm going to get. That means I know how far you're going to get. If I know how far I'm going to get with my company and you're in my company, then we're getting far.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you understand? So I don't have to convince me of anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a thing of having them believe that for a time period, not forever.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say to that?
Oh.
No, if you don't, that's cool.
What's the question?
It was like about the bringing people in.
Yeah. Just bringing people in. But you're more early on.
Yeah, so I feel like my answer would be a bit
it'll be
different.
harder for you too, by the way, because you've got just your friends, right? And so it'll be harder for you to bring in a non-friend person in. Like your first one in. It'll be a whole new experience, because either what tends to happen is you find someone and there's 3 ways. You either all love them, right? Or half of you love them, or none of you love them, but they're amazing at what they do.
I was going to ask that. I was going to be like, so would you keep someone that none of you like, but
for
absolutely amazing?
If they can do the job and stuff. I think that's one thing that I'm grateful for.
That's why you hire white people.
Facts. They care about the role first. Black people care about the friendship first, but the white people, they care about
white people care about the role.
Yeah, they do.
Like, as in, if you hire them, you're getting like a basket of fruit and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's nuts. No, I'm just
joking. Allegedly.
Yeah. But I think my job's like helped me. I think my experience in the industry has helped me know what to look for.
Yeah.
That's
If you get
good.
what I mean, like
That's
even now when I'm working with I might work with certain DOPs and other DOPs. Even me having that like experience, I've shadowed people like Rena Yang, Steve Annis, and they've taught me certain things.
Lit.
And yeah, so I feel like when I'm working with certain DOPs, I have certain expectations now because of certain things I've been taught and certain things I've seen and certain things I just look for now. So I think it's definitely helpful in that respect.
I get that.
Yeah.
How have you? Do you know what's interesting? Yeah, because you gave such a positive light to you working with your friends. Yeah, but I don't know. You see me, I can work with my friends, but I don't want to be sentimental because if you're not working, why do I need to work with you? Have you? And I was going to say, have you experienced that? Like, as in, you've worked with a friend. It doesn't have to be in your company. It could be creatively. It could be in any aspect. For example, you've tried to build a project with them, and they're just not doing what they need to do. And then now it's the difficult part of, do I really want to work with you anymore? Or do we just keep it going because we're friends? Because if we keep it going because we're friends, I don't think we're going to be getting anywhere. But have you found that difficult? Because, of course, you was talking about how a lot of your friends were investing like £2. Obviously, some of them dropped off. I don't know the reasons. You don't have to say the reasons either. But have you ever come across that hurdle, and you as well, where you're working with someone, but it's difficult to work with them, and now you're faced with a decision to either continue working with them or just leave it? And has that affected the friendship as well?
I'm at the stage of our business where I don't care enough. So
like, you really believe in yourself. It's good, by the way.
Right, we'll cut it off. You know what I'm saying? And it's calm. I'll still kick ball with you on Tuesday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, and whatever. And you're still welcome in the office and blah blah. But if you're a friend and we're not on the same grind and that kind of stuff, then we're kind of wasting our time here. And so we had a third business partner come through, Mo, who we brought in as our CEO, and he like invested in the company. And I've known Mo since I was like a youth, like 2 years old, from the same country. Our moms are like best friends. Yeah, but we reconnected like 3 years ago, and he was doing mad things. He was like managing like 3 massive artists, and then he invested in the company. So he joined the company, and having that non-friend factor changed everything. Really, because he came in like, this is everything that's wrong. This is everything that we need to do to hit this target. Yeah, And our first year of full-time business, we had a target to hit, and we doubled it. Wow. So it was like, and me and my original business partner, we were on a train to Manny going to a shoot when the accountant told us, and we were in tears, like on the train. And in hindsight, it wasn't even that much peace, but oh my days, like but I called you and showed you on on my phone. I was like, oh my days, look at this, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like it's yeah. So like just. If it's not meant to be and stuff, and like he showed us that not all of our friends have the same kind of grind as us, but they're welcome to be a part of the journey. Of course they are. You know what I'm saying? They may have a role to play in 3 years' time or whatever it is, but for now, step aside. Let us. I
like that. For both of you, when it came to, I'll say either raising money, if you had to raise money. For example, you said that with you, it was just getting your friends together or whatever. Yeah. Do you ever feel, and I'm going to change my question actually, I want to change it up a bit. Do you ever feel that sometimes people have loads of creative ideas, but they're just too scared to start because of money? Because you said, for example, you've never really had to do that, but you kind of riled your friends up. Some people might not do that because maybe they don't have the type of friends. Maybe there's a pride that they have, for example, and they find it a bit more difficult. Maybe they're just not in the financial position to do so. What advice would you give them? Would you advise them to maybe look for investment, look for friends, maybe just start working, start prioritize that? What genuine advice would you give them? Because I feel like there's loads of people that always want to do things. And
free. Yeah. No, free is the key term.
Okay.
I don't know about you, because you're a lot younger than me. Yeah. But free, like we used to, do you know there's 5 venues in London, that are free. And they're amazing venues. If you call them up right now and book a slot, they'll say to you, yeah, come.
Seriously?
Yeah, as long as the idea is good. They're
Okay.
calm. You know, Axel Arigato?
Yeah.
That store in Soho, the all white store.
Yeah.
Free.
Seriously?
If you want to book a party there right now, I'll do like an event or a showcase or a podcast show. Free.
I didn't know that.
It's
you know?
free. They take away
It's like,
all the clothes. They take away all the clothes. Yeah, it's all white. It's beautiful set. I've done 4 events there,
Wow.
bro. Like free.
Mhm,
Like trust
mhm.
me now. Yeah, it just takes research. If you can sit down, yeah, like me and my business partner every Tuesday. I even have it now as a sentimental thing.
Yeah.
On my phone, we had a 40 HU work hour. Every Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Yeah, we'd come to my house, right, and we sit down and we just be on Google researching who's doing events, who's doing here, who's doing this. How do they get that? We found rental companies for cameras because we were like, right, you know, we found like Black Funds. We found like a few websites where you can get emails. We found just research. We just spent an hour every single week just looking at things that we can take for free for now.
Oh, okay,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Until we
I
can
like that.
afford
Yeah.
to do whatever we want to do. And when you realize, by the way, there's 100 things that you want to do. And if you find 10 of those things to be free, you realize that your dreams or your goals, they shift to whatever is free because it's easier.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to shoot like a feature film, right? But then someone's telling you, hey, listen, there's like £1,000 fund here, okay? And we've got like a venue for a day to shoot a short film.
Yeah.
That dream shifts a tiny bit just so you can get there a little bit closer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my one piece of advice is please like research and ask, you know, and there's no harm. Bro, I got offered 2 free spots this week.
Seriously?
This week for it was a podcast show and for a carnival party.
Mhm.
Just from DMs.
Mm.
So is it that
Yeah,
you
that's
sent
what-
you sent out the DMs because
No.
they've reached out because
Obviously,
you've got to the point now where
Yeah.
you've done so much that now you're and then
You're even mad. You're even mad. No. At this point, like value. Like we both have value now. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy.
Saying like, you know, if you level playing field until we verse the big leagues. You know?
That's crazy.
I would agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I guess from my perspective, it's like sometimes because I know as creatives, like we have ideas sometimes.
Yeah,
It's like our babies, and you don't want to
Yeah.
sacrifice some things, but I think like allow room for things to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes and like pivot, because sometimes like you might have to pivot, and it might be the thing that like makes it the thing that
The thing that you needed to
didn't
be.
know. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's what I would say.
One of my boys called me yesterday. Had a whole rant for an hour. He was like, bro, I thought it was Supercell years ago, my boy. He was like, Huss, I showed you the script. Bro, Jumbo. I said, yeah, I don't know, I don't know, nothing. But but he goes, nah, bro, but I'm gonna like change it now, bro. Like that should be me. That should be me. And I was like, bro, you're the same age as Ratman. What are you talking about? Like, but yeah, it's just, you know, like you said, like if people don't kind of like work towards it, or at least like my journey into my industry was the long way. It was this way around. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't uni, film, production, producer, assistant, director, writer. No, it was everything in between. And now I'm directing and producing and etc. But like I was saying to you, outside by force. You know, it's by force because you're hiring my company, you're hiring my expertise by force now. So I pivoted for a long time in order to get to the point that I want to be at. Well, hopefully be at.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I want to ask a final question. How important do you feel failure is? Being able to fail along your journey, unless you've just had a clean run, then fair enough.
No.
Fall in love with failure. Man.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Because don't you feel sometimes it could hold people back? Like I remember when I had ideas, for example, and they'd go, some events would do well, some events wouldn't do as well. And sincerely would hurt me, like as in for a good 6 months inside, I'm burning.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, how did this thing not work? But as I've got older, I've realized it also gave me confidence to try whatever I can try new things, because it doesn't stop me from events, from even podcasting, for example. It's not something that I could really do and just set up a camera, set up a mic. Obviously, we're working with people now, but stuff like that, I feel like sometimes it kind of stops people. But how important do you feel like it was for your journey, and how important do you feel like it was for your journey as well?
I see failure as like part of the journey. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, failure and success, like, they are juxtaposed, aren't they, in terms of definition, but are they one in the same? Could you argue?
I think
Do you know
they
what I
are.
mean? Like,
I think they are.
Yeah, I think it can be hard. Like, I think I've gone through phases, like, where I think because, like, earlier on, maybe, like, I was so, and I still am driven and still so keen, but I think it's like, yeah, falling in love with, like, the journey as well as, like, what you want, what you're striving towards. If that makes sense. And what that journey is how that journey is gonna impact you, like, because I feel like things have happened to me and I was like, at the time, oh, like, that's so shit. And I wish that didn't happen at the time.
Facts.
But now I look back and I'm like, nah, do you know what? Because of that, now I think like this. And now because I think like this has happened, or I can navigate this situation better. So I feel like it's all like part of it. And maybe if, like, I don't know, some people are religious, some people are spiritual. I believe everything happens for a reason. So yeah, obviously failing, so it sucks.
It sucks, yeah.
It like, you know, I think it's like your perspective, I think how you view failure can help.
I agree with you, you know. Before you answer, it gave me a thought. One of my mentors said something that was like, greatness isn't really a destination. It's more of like the every single day. You being able to just get up and do what you need to do. Because sometimes people think, oh, there's a day I'm going to be great. Of course, there'll be a day that you're great, but it's every single day that you choose to have the mindset of, I'm going to do this and get it done regardless. Doesn't matter how long it takes me, but as long as I have that mentality, I think that's where luck kicks in. I don't think people are just naturally lucky unless it's the lottery, sincerely. But I feel like it's just, they've done so much of what they do, for example, like you just continued pivoting, doing different things, and then naturally you broke through because you just had that mentality that I just need to continue regardless of what anyone else thinks. So
yeah, continue is a big thing. There's times like, you know, like we're 2.5 years full time now, right? So the first 8 months, what do you think? Tough. Like, if it wasn't for like 2-3 brands, I wouldn't be here right now. There was one brand, just trying to think if I can say it, but there was one brand, where I worked at my previous agency, right? Yeah. And we'd done a campaign, and it was dope. It was for like a new game. It was like a game movie that was out. Yeah. And we killed it. We made him bare money safe. When I left the agency that I was at, and I went through full time. The day that we announced that you know we were like full time, man belled me. Yeah, the director of this massive global company that makes billions, and he was like, yo, what do you need? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, bro, what are your bills for this month? At the time, obviously, that we just had a small office, and we were paying like ourselves like a little damn amount, you know, and that kind of stuff. I told him a number, He doubled that number, made up 2 shoots for us. That's
crazy.
And we shot it the next week with Chunkz and Darkest.
That's lit.
Because he booked them for the shoot.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like him, and then the people that we ended up working with for Puma, like them guys, like backed everything. Like Puma turned us down, right? For a shoot. And then we shot for them for free, by force. Like we went to the shoot and said that we're better than who you got. Wow. So we shot for them for free, and then we gave them the video after that, and then we shot for Puma for 8 months after that. You know, globally as well.
Confidence. I like that.
But those 2 brands, the first one that I can't really say, but and Puma and that agency, they kept us alive for the first 3 months of our business, for sure. And because this is tough, yeah. I'm so sorry to go on, okay?
No, be free.
It's like, people backed us because, you're black owned business. We've had to fight more black people in this business than white.
By the way, I'm not surprised. That doesn't, even Michael's laughing, he's not surprised. We're not surprised.
Black people don't like each other. Bro, it's peak.
Yeah.
It's peak.
It's crazy.
There's companies out there.
Yeah, crabs. Yeah.
And there's companies out there with USBs where it's like, we help black people.
Yeah.
It's cap. You help your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
You help your boys. your favorite companies that you've gone to events for, and that, because I've been in rooms with them, man, and they talk shit about each other. If money was on the table, nobody would be there.
Yeah.
You understand? And so something that my cousin said to me, like, one of my boys sold his company for like 1.2 mil, right? And he's from Ends, like duh, and now he's got a 4-bedroom stacked house in Kent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This guy, he told me, he was like, black people can't work together when they don't like each other, right? White people they love working together when they don't like each other because it's only about money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just business.
That's so interesting. Yeah.
It's actually easier for them to work together because it's a money relationship.
Yeah.
Okay? For us, we are constantly striving for opportunity because yes, we deserve it for sure. We're talented and all of that, right? But at the same time, as well, okay, we have to be as ruthless here with everyone. The people that gave us our first ops here were white.
Yeah,
they were white. Like it's that simple, you know. Now, in my time doing this like full time, we've worked with obviously like a bunch of people now. Do you know what I mean? Okay, it's great, and that's why we provide the platforms that we do, so we can tell people, listen, it's safe here.
Yeah,
but like that first couple months, bro, and that first time there, we were fighting other people from that we thought that coming into it we would be shaking hands with and whatever and blah blah. It's peak, bro. Like bro, there's even times where like they're blocking you from certain things. You know?
It's crazy.
Like it's nuts, and it was tough, and me personally, it broke me down. Like obviously, I can't talk with my business partners, but it broke me down heavy, like to a point of hate. You know, now I'm like, yo, calm. Like
it is what it is.
You can see. But, you know, but back then it was really, really tough, man. So like the fear of failure then was because all I saw was success. Yeah. You know, and when you present failure to me, it is like a spoiler that I never thought I'd see. You know, so and then after that you accept it's not failure. It's pause, and then at a certain point somebody's going to press play, and then we're going to finish that story. You know, so
that's like, interesting
for us. So for us, like now we're at the point now where like it's only up, and we're laughing, looking down. You know, so and we're gonna keep doing that, like as much as we can.
As you continue to progress.
And if we fail, then we fail. But at least we done it right with integrity, and we didn't harm anyone or block anyone from doing anything. You know, the game is the game. You know, and
fair enough.
And win it. So.
Yeah, fair enough. I wanted to I remember messaging you and asking you about something you wanted to speak about. So I wanted you to kind of touch on it about the KFC ad that you actually directed this year.
Oh shit.
How you also helped to launch a Diary Room YouTube page and went from obviously helped people obviously go from like 70k to 315k in terms of views and stuff like that. I kind of wanted you to touch on that as well. And also obviously you can touch on one of your favorite projects that you've done this year as well.
KFC was a milestone. To be fair, prior to that, obviously I directed the Puma ad. I directed the Subway ad. That was fun. But the KFC ad was really, really good because it was a commercial ad. So it was like everywhere, you know. And I got to write it, produce it, direct it, full casting, the whole shebang. And the concept was so dope. Like I'll show you guys the vid, and then it got covered everywhere. It was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, the Drew Barrymore Show, New York Times.
That's it.
You know, that kind of. So kind of like seeing that was nuts. You know, and, all from just me, just like writing like a storyboard for it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And we pitched against a few other companies. So to win that, it was cool. And speaking of failure as well, do you know like what I learned as well is that I stopped presenting companies one idea. I stopped it time ago. I presented KFC 5 different concepts. Sat there, I built them all up as if they were the only concept every single time.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And then they sat there like a shopping list and said, you know what, Huss, let's shoot 3 of them. They paid me to shoot 3 of them. Only 1 got online. Calm.
I like that.
We sat there all day, shot 3 of them. Okay, they're paying me for free.
Yeah,
right. I don't care how many they put out. You know what I'm saying? But like the one that they did put out was my favorite one for sure. You know, but like it was a perfume ad for KFC. So it was like a luxury ad for KFC. And like I literally remember like as soon as we like wrapped and that sense of as the director, like because we had like DOPs, first ACs, like for producers, gaffers, safe. And it's like we trying to get the shot. It's like a slow-mo shot, and we're trying to get it, and it's all about the timing because our assistant has to move the burger from the position and back down again. By the time the actor goes out of shot and a back in shot. Okay? So it's like a very smooth motion. Done like 20 times, right? And there was one time where we asked him to do it, the actor, and I told him, I'm gonna count you in, right? And then I did it, and then he does it, and the client, so you got like KFC, like 20 people, they're watching from the big monitor, and then he does the scene, comes back, boom, and then everyone just waits. And I'm looking at the shot, I'm just replaying the shot, I'm looking at the shot, and I clock, as I'm looking at it, everyone's waiting for me.
Oh.
Everyone's waiting for me to say all good or not good or run it again.
How did that feel?
Blah, blah. I was shitting myself. Bro, I sat there like, I thought like, because I'm working.
Yeah.
So I'm like this, yeah. And then I'm clocking, like there's a room of like 30 people here just waiting for me to say something. You know what I mean? And then I was like, yep. And everyone's like, ah! You know what I'm saying? But it's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best feeling because at that point, I knew that I had the client waiting on their breath for my choice on their campaign.
So they trust you.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
it must have felt good.
That was a beautiful one.
Yeah,
like KFC was a dope one with the talent. So Dairoom, Ayame. We recently started working with Sorrel. We started working with Zizi.
Yeah.
So we just done the Zizi and Steph episodes.
Oh, you were the ones that done that episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we done the social strategy for it.
Really?
We done the clips, the graphics, the farms, everything, all of that. It's actually our top 5 viewed eps now ever. So
yeah, that
was a crazy one for us. We love that team, but with all of them, they all have different objectives, and for us, like we were like, all right, cool. Aside from production, which obviously we do production bits for all of them, but aside from that, okay, we're helping. So with Dairoom, it was a very unique relationship. We signed them as talent, but we also signed them to a production deal. Yeah. So we actually invested quite a lot of money in Dairoom, and they had like 50 something like that, 50 K subs, maybe 40 K subs, and then within 2 months they won 300. But it's not because they're not talented, right? It's just because talented people might not have the certain skill set or strategy to take them to a certain level.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that we had that until we clocked. Wait a minute, we've been in this game for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
So we just applied that to them, just our logic.
Yeah.
And then we realized that our logic is value. Our
That's true.
What we thought was normal to us is actually a skill set that we could charge for. And then obviously, we did that with them, and then literally that was in November till January, and then February we done 4 videos for Harry, Pinero, 3 or 4 for Darkest, couple for Chunkz, and then that went from that to we done Agile for like 3 months, Mariam Musa for like 6 weeks.
That's so crazy.
And it became talent heavy, you know what I mean? Whereas we were brand heavy, for a long time. And then now we got perfect mix. We got a really good mix now. So we turn down YouTube videos and that kind of stuff because it's just a case of like, okay, well, we can get the same money from one brand, at this point. So, but we accept talent with strategy. So if like ZZ and Ayame and all these massive talents, like they came to us and were like, yo, like we don't need you to shoot bare videos and that, okay, but can you just tell me where to go, and we did that, and if that involves us shooting for them, no problem, we'll do it. That's crazy. That's what we do. Like we are a production house,
Exactly.
But they saw value in other parts of our company. So this year our motto is ridiculously amount of multiple streams of income. It's like there's not money funneling through one part of the company now. You know, like
That's
was
excellent.
at least 4. So
I think that's excellent.
yeah, like
That's very
I want to wake up and then my accountant's going, yo, someone put people. Yeah, calm.
No, I can't.
Yeah, calm, no problem.
No, I think that's amazing. But what about you? What's your favorite projects that you've worked on this year?
This year, at the moment, I'm shooting it's a passion project.
Yeah.
So it's not
that's
anything
nice.
to do with like a brand or anything. I was gonna pitch it to a brand, so I would like to pick your brain about like how
Yeah,
you
right.
go about pitching to brands. But a teeny bit about it. It's called The Hype. The log line is "fuck the hype, you're the hype," and it's essentially like
Dope.
the same way. You can just look at that leaf and appreciate it for what it is. You're not
Yeah.
looking at the leaf thinking, oh, it's got so many lines on it and it's
Yeah.
crinkled and crankled. And it's essentially like doing the same with us.
Yeah.
We're in our skin, in our vessels. And the kind of concept is like using macro photography to get uncomfortably close to like
Okay.
these different kinds of areas in the body or the skin that people might deem as insecurities. But like who said that? That's not dope. Do you get what I mean?
I get you.
So yeah, that's like what the project's about.
That's sick.
I had the idea in lockdown, and I think it's just really like rewarding to see it come together. We had a shoot last month in like a lavender field, and it was just really nice. Like just seeing like what I had imagined in my head, everything that was on the treatment, and then like seeing it in front of me, and like
That's
the
a
whole
good feeling.
process that came into like putting it into play. It wasn't easy because again, it's a passion project as well. There's no budget attached to it. And I think as well, like for me, the fact that people were down to get involved and give up their time and their expertise for like this concept, I think like,
nice.
Yeah, it made me like even more like believe in it.
Felt
If that
fulfilled.
makes sense.
I
So
hear it.
I was like, yeah, like this is sick. I think that was like the most rewarding thing for me so far.
Do you guys do your own post production?
Creative control. Creative